welcome to episode 42 of the SND Podcast Show on the Schmuck Sports Network. Steven is here. Dan's right there. What's going on?
What's up, guys? How's it going this week? How's it going, Steve? How's your week going so far?
So far, so good. Just a reminder for everybody, make sure to check out coming up this weekend. We will be posting our NFL preview show.
Yes. Actually, it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a person everybody knows who listens to the show, Andy. He's going to be out of his element, but he is going to be talking about football and his beloved Miami Dolphins. So that's going to definitely be interesting to see his take on football. We all know his take for the Islanders and that is everything else hockey, but it'll be interesting to see what he has to say about another sport. And, of course, we have our friend Ian who comes on and who's going to be talking about the Giants and around the league as well. So it's going to be a fun-packed show. It's definitely worth a listen.
They give their division, every division in football's predictions, wild card, and Super Bowl. Dan and I will do it in the ending of the show.
And also, am I allowed to say it now?
Yeah, why not? We're advertising.
We're advertising. All right, might as well. We're also going to have everybody pick their division winners, and there are 2 wild card winners for each conference and who's going to make it to the Super Bowl. You can send it to us through our Gmail account, SNDPODCAST@gmail.com, or leave it on Facebook or Twitter, and Steve, who handles all the social media accounts, will set something up with that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see what everybody else is.
Keep in mind there is a deadline for it. We need them in by we're going to do Tuesday, September 3rd.
By noon.
Because that gives me all day Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay.
Take care of it.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. We already have ours ready to go. And we'll
get Andy's and Ian's during the show, of course. Basically, we did it for the hockey playoffs, so thank you again to everybody who did that. And then also the basketball playoffs, Dan and I did it, just the 2 of us. But so now we're going to do it with the football. Just get the predictions. It'll be fun. At the end of the year, we can go back
and make fun of everybody because no one knows what is exactly going to happen. It's going to be interesting to see which team is that Cinderella story team that comes out of nowhere and makes a crazy run, or the team that disappoints and that everybody picks. So be sure to check that out this week. This episode's pretty much just all about baseball. This is going to be the last time that it's strictly about baseball for a very long time. So it's going to be really fun to see where we're going to go about this episode.
It is the Mariano Rivera episode.
It is the Mariano Rivera episode, and Bush Husky and Movon and
Jackie Robinson, of
course. I love how we sandwiched in Movon and Bush Husky. But
you gotta.
Needless to say,
I was talking the other night with my friend Ed about the 410-foot singles.
Let's get this show going.
This week's song is The Score by Division 1.1, so let's go play a little bit more, and we'll be right back with the Yankees.
All right, welcome back to the S&D Podcast. You just listened to The Score by Division 1.1. That's the show's song of the week. Since this episode 42, might as well start with the Yankees, since Mariano Rivera is the last person and arguably the greatest person to ever wear 42. How about those Yankees? It's been an up and down couple of games. They lost 2 out of 3 against the Rays, which we both didn't predict.
Well, how about before we do that, I would like to throw out a congratulations to Soriano. Alfonso Soriano. 400th home run.
Congrats, Mazel Tov.
I mean, well-deserved.
Yes.
Wouldn't say he's a Hall of Fame player yet, but let's see how the rest of the career
If he's not a Hall of Fame player yet, he's not going to be because he is 36 years old. So
fair enough.
Anyway.
According to his birth certificate in America, he's 36.
Exactly.
For all we know, he's 32.
I mean, 42.
Yeah, that's true. It could be anywhere.
So it's been another up and down week for a weekend and beginning of the week for the Yankees. They lost 2 out of 3 against the Rays. They salvaged the win on Sunday. I don't know why they still pitch Phil Hughes. It's to the point. It's just getting ridiculous. He's not getting anything done. Then they lose to the Blue Jays. Dickey got the win for that game. Then last night, we're recording on Wednesday night, they took care of business 7-1 against Blue Jays and J.A. Happ. That victory did hurt a little bit because J.A. Happ, who injured Curtis Granderson in the beginning of the season, actually beanballed by accident. I don't know if it was intentional or by accident. I'm assuming
I'm sure it's by accident.
Robinson Cano. And Cano didn't play today or at all.
You know what was interesting about that before the game when they had the pregame talk with Girardi? He said, this is the first time we're basically completely whole.
Yep, and then
first
this
inning.
happens. And the captain came back Monday, so which is huge to see as well. Unfortunately, at the moment, the Yankees are losing 7-2 in the 5th inning.
On the 28th.
On the 28th, so it's another rough game right so far for the Yankees. It's not the way Yankee fans want to see how the Yankees are doing anything, especially they had a little glimmer of hope 2 weeks ago, and they're kind of squandering away what's going on with the rest of the season and maybe making the playoffs. And it's just going to be one of those roller coaster ways to end the season. Like we mentioned last week, the Yankees, for the month of September, other than 3 series, they played the division the rest of the season. And those 3 series are very winnable series. They play the White Sox at home. Was it the Giants at home?
The Giants at home.
Giants at home.
Keep in mind, the White Sox swept them a couple of weeks ago.
But that was when the Yankees were really, really like the weakest point of their season to date. And then they're on the road to end the season against the Astros. So the Yankees could really, really cut ground if they find a way to get these games. And it's not going to be easy. Most of the games against the division teams, other than the upcoming series against the Orioles and Orioles, and then the series against the Red Sox, the rest are on the road. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Yankees are going to be able to fare on the road. CC Sabathia hasn't been the ace this year. Perota's clearly been their number 1 this year. I can't fathom. I don't understand why CC's finally slowing down. It's been a weird season with pitchers in general.
Another congratulations while you're talking Yankee pitching is Andy Pettitte. I believe it was 14th season as a Yankee with 10+ wins, passing Whitey Ford.
Oh, yeah, that's very impressive
for that record.
And the crazy thing is, Andy Pettitte wasn't a Yankee his whole career. He had that short stint home with
Houston.
the Astros. So God knows how
of the board.
So
Whitey
God
Ford.
knows how many more years that could have been, other than that feud the Yankees and Andy Pettitte have before coming back. So they have to wake the hell up. They've just been too inconsistent this year, and this will ultimately cost them a playoff spot. Unfortunately, I'm going to be wrong when I predicted them to make a wild card spot. At this moment, it's going to be very shaky. It's going to be very odd to see the Yankees find a way to make it to the playoffs at this point. But,
another hot bat on that team, of course, is A-Rod now.
Yeah, A-Rod's been
3
doing
home
his
runs
thing.
in 2 games, I think it is.
Yeah, he's been hitting a home run a little bit.
He is starting to heat up. I think it's the talk about A-Rod starting to calm down.
The talks are starting to come down. Of course, you're going to still get the boos when he enters the game at opposing stadiums and everything like that. It's also nice to have Jeter back, who has been completely useless this whole entire year.
If I told you at any point Derek Jeter would be useless.
Never. But not in. I don't mean it like it's Derek Jeter, but he just couldn't stay healthy this year, and it's just showing with age. And I'm sure he's the most frustrated person in the world right now when it comes to that, because obviously with the healthy Derek Jeter, the Yankees are arguably making that playoff run right now and probably trying to win the division. So right now it's the Rays division to win, and the Red Sox have to find ways to pull it out, but I like the Rays at this moment.
This moment, you like the Rays? I don't know. I think the Red Sox are going to end up just keeping that magic this year. I don't know why. That one road game this week for the Rays, that 11-1 loss to Kansas City, kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of
really gave me that gad feeling when it comes to that. Tampa is in the wild card race.
They're both in the wild card race.
Oakland's in it as well.
One of the AL East teams are going to be in it.
Right.
It's just which one is it going to be?
Which one of those 3? Because Baltimore's only 3.5 out of a wild card. Yankees are 4.5. It'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the way in the American League. Yankees just have to just keep hitting. That's what they've been doing. I mean, you said today's score was a little lopsided. 7-2 in the 5th inning right now, as we record on the 28th of August. It's their pitching. It's something that should have been a strong side to them with Kuroda, CC, Pettit. Usually when you have 3 consistent pitchers, you should be excited about your game.
Nova.
Man.
After I complimented Nova, Nova hit the complete wall. It's kind of sad to see, but he's so much better than Hughes. Hughes is, I don't know why and how he still has a starting spot. The rotation, it's like he's going to get clobbered every time he gets out.
It's got to be something in that contract someplace that they just have to.
He has 10 losses with the Yankees.
I understand that, but that's
what I'm saying. It's insane. And
one thing with Hughes is he's always shown he's much more of a. We're going to talk about this a little later. I want to get your opinion on it.
Sure.
Talk about it with the Mets actually. He's much better of a big park pitcher.
Well, yeah, of course.
He's a fly ball pitcher.
Of course.
So big parks makes it better for him. They do play at home against Baltimore. They do have CC going Friday, Nova on Saturday, and on Sunday, finally turned the calendar September, they have Phil Hughes going at 1 o'clock.
So it's definitely going to be interesting to see which Yankees come to life and everything like that. And
luckily for them, they do play
the White Sox,
the Astros, and the Blue Jays.
They have to take care of the division games. They can't worry about those games. Obviously, you got to play each series at a time. Like the Astro series is the last series of the season, so season could be already done by that time. So the Yankees,
you gotta hope it comes down.
The
to
Yankees gotta stop the leak in the ship right now. It's starting to get a little bit bigger, but at the end of the day, the Yankees know how to win. So would it be shocking? Absolutely not. But I don't know. It's just they're too much of a roller coaster team this year to expect anything less than not making it. I know I'm flip-flopping, but it's just 1 week they're untouchable, and then the next week they are just unwatchable, and you're just like, what the hell happened with this team kind of thing. So Yankees got to wake back up and try to find a way to get into the playoffs. And with this division, it's going to be a tough battle for them. So Yankees got to wake up. Their bats got to wake up. The health has to be the key, of course. And hopefully they close it out for Mariano.
Yeah. You want to see the best closer of all time in the playoffs? Pitch in the playoffs.
Yeah, he is Mr. Playoffs.
So I want to watch him pitch in the playoffs because that's the way Rivera deserves to go out on top. In the postseason, where he belongs.
Of course.
But will that happen is debatable.
Yep.
Very, very debatable. I've been saying it since the beginning. I don't think the Yankees are going to make the playoffs this year. Injury bug really bit them this year.
It really did, and their old bodies are starting to deteriorate and everything like that. So it's really going to be interesting to see what exactly is going on.
All my friends who are Yankee fans keep saying to me, they love when they see all these Met guys getting called up, all these young guys, Denard and Flores and Van Decker, because of the fact that basically it's like when a Yankee guy gets called up, it becomes, who is this guy? There's no excitement. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the Yankees have been good for so long kind of thing that they weren't, it's always a win now atmosphere, which is a phenomenal thing, obviously. But their minor league system has been completely bare now because of that, and the trades that they would have to make just because they needed to be make it to the playoffs and try to win a World Series.
Yeah, 100% agree with you.
Definitely some deals definitely hurt them in the way, but it is what it is, especially when you're in a win-now atmosphere. That's why it's great to see the Mets in the next few years build that up. And it's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle, especially for the Yankees. And it's unfortunately looking like the down cycle is starting to happen.
Well, since we already did the transition basically to the Mets, let's go play a little more Division 1.1, the score, and we'll be right back with the Mets.
SND Podcast is in no way affiliated with, associated with, produced, or endorsed by Major League Baseball or any of its affiliates.
Welcome back to the S&D Podcast show on the Schmuck Sports Network. Once again, that was Division 1.1 with the score. Another great song out of the guys. We're currently in the studio working on some new music that we are both very excited for. So we basically transitioned into it. I'm going to start us off. Let's start off with the Phil Hughes idea. Would you sign Phil Hughes?
No, absolutely not. No, I wouldn't touch him with the 10-foot pole.
To pitch at Citi Field, you wouldn't?
No, absolutely not. With the starting pitching is the last thing we need right now.
Is it the last thing you need? Because the next topic...
I wouldn't touch Phil Hughes with the 10-foot pole if I was the Mets. That's one of the last pitchers we need. He's a mess, and he needs to get out of New York as soon as possible. He just needs to complete change of scenery. Granted, it would be 5 minutes away from over a bridge, but he needs to get out of New York as soon as possible. It's his run in New York is completely done. There's no way in hell that would ever happen. I would be shocked. As for Matt Harvey, might as well just jump into it. It hurts us both to say it. It sucks. Obviously, he's been our main reason watching every start of this whole entire season. He started the All-Star game, obviously, but you can tell something was wrong the last 3 or 4 starts, and he was still pumping the gas on the miles per hour, but it wasn't the same pitches that he had in the beginning of the year when he was arguably the Cy Young Award winner to that point. For me, hopefully in 2 weeks when they reevaluate everything like that, it healed a little bit, that he's able to heal it on himself. But then again, if he has to have surgery eventually, might as well just get it done now, and he will still be in his prime by the time he gets back from the injury, and just rehab the hell out of it. So by the time he comes back in 2015, unfortunately, he is ready to go, and all the other chips that the Mets are waiting for is going to be up to his level, and the Mets can contend for a World Series. That's me being optimistic. But it's the Mets, so you never know what's going to happen.
I just hope that they don't pull you don't need surgery in September routine, and then spring training, his arm still hurts, and then they decide to have the surgery.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
want to be a typical Met injury.
Yeah, I don't want it to be a typical Met injury as well.
If he needs surgery, have the surgery. Don't wait to see if it heals come January.
Exactly. They have to be very careful with this. He is the arm of the franchise, and the Mets can't do what the Nationals did with Strasburg. They cannot screw that up. Strasburg a couple years ago was untouchable. What Harvey is now, and he's a shell of himself this year, and it's really sad to see on how much of talent he was, but they just mess with his head, and he's not as great as he was supposed to be the last years. It's just one of those freak incidents, and I think the Mets are cursed. They are cursed. Like they finally have something going with a player, a pitcher no less, and something stupid happens. Not stupid, but just this injury happens, and it's just like, really? It couldn't just been a tendonitis in his forearm and missed a start or two. No, he needs Tommy John because it's partially teared. It's just typical Mets, and it's just frustrating to see because we are finally getting over that hump. They're so close, almost getting there. And of course that never happens for the Mets because something always has to happen. So I don't know.
Why would the news happen to the Mets? Let's be real. We both knew eventually something bad was going to go wrong. I mean, all we talk about is next year. Wheeler, Neese.
He's earned his spot.
Harvey.
Noah Syndergaard down in the minors, and Montero
just about on the edge of coming up, and all that stuff. And of course, what else is new?
The ace of that whole entire staff needs to get Tommy John surgery. It's just one kick in the nuts after another, and it's just like, when are we gonna get our break? When are the Mets gonna get that break? And it's just
you could actually argue to a point where this could be a blessing.
Yeah, sure, because
now 2015, Montero's up.
Yeah,
Wheeler,
Syndergaard.
It's going to be about halfway through the year. He'll come up because they'll hold him until his contract thing.
I remember he'll be up by halfway point next year, maybe.
Who knows? We don't know with Syndergaard.
Yeah,
Montero most likely because he's already in the AAA.
Yeah,
he's already in AAA. He's finishing the year in AAA this year. Next year he'll probably start in AAA.
And we still have Mejia, who's unfortunately just always injury prone, unfortunately.
Well, they say he'll be ready for camp. He had his surgery today on the 28th.
Okay.
Hefner, I'm sure, also.
Yeah,
we'll see next year. Probably a bullpen guy.
Yeah, he should have to be a bullpen guy. I know he had a great month, but
he could be a beginning of the. But then again, he also just had Tommy John surgery.
Exactly.
So you won't see him till the end of the year as well. Nice, gonna be a big year for Nice next year.
Yeah,
especially now with the Harvey injury.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna have to come out and be the ace again, but consistently be. I think it was last year or 2 years ago, John Nice.
Yeah, that was last year.
The one that we saw last night on 27th.
Yeah, exactly. The one we saw last night that we were going to get to. He actually drove in runs too last night, and he was the player of the game.
2-run or 3-run double?
3-run double. So, I love our pitching staff. Just that our best pitcher is going to be most likely out for another year. And that's just something and no team ever wants to hear. But the Mets are going to take it conservatively and play it by the book, hopefully, and they do the right thing for Harvey.
Right.
Just as long as they do the right thing for Harvey, he's still going to be in his prime by the time he gets back, and him rehabbing and everything like that. They just got to take it easy and not rush him back. They just got to have the injury take its course, and everything will work itself out.
Right. Basically, now the rest of the year, it's just
see the old young guys like Durno, who I was at the game Sunday. He got to see his first Major League home run, which was pretty sweet.
Hopefully he starts hitting.
Yeah,
Flores,
you will.
Flores, they're starting to move around to see where he's going. Wright's currently on his way to Florida for some reason.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back next week probably, or no, in 2 weeks probably.
But it'll be interesting. They called up Matt Dendecker because they traded away Marlon Byrd and John Buck to the Pirates.
Which I absolutely like because they weren't going to come back next year regardless.
If Byrd came back next year, he's the 4, probably maybe even 5 outfielder.
Yeah, so realistically, thank God for that.
Would I have liked to have Buck as our backup catcher next year? Yeah, why not? Yeah. He's a solid backup catcher.
Yeah, he is a solid backup catcher, and especially it would have been great to have him backing up, but a team wanted him a lot more than the Mets, and that team was the Pirates, who have a shot at making the playoffs and maybe making a playoff run. So Pirates are going in for now, and they need a backup catcher with some pops. So John Buck's they're definitely their guys. So best of luck to both of them who have earned their spots of the season of being Mets. So kudos to those two men, and best of luck in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
and they don't even start now. Neither of them are going to start.
That's fine with both of them.
And
sure.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. They would start every day with the Mets, but have a shot at winning the World Series.
I hadn't heard an interesting thing. I apologize. I heard an interesting thing today, and I think we touched on this a couple of weeks ago about Marlon Byrd and comeback player of the year.
Okay, yeah.
Would he be, considering he was basically suspended for steroids?
I don't know.
That could possibly cost him votes.
Yeah, that's probably going to cost him votes.
I mean, he's got a clear high in home
anymore,
runs, right?
And we could turn off our. You can take off our blinders. Unfortunately, probably not. Is the whole steroids thing, but he definitely does deserve a look at it and everything like that. So it could go either way.
Right. Who knows?
Who knows? Let's see. The Mets they're losing 4-1 right now on Wednesday night. They won 5-0 last night, which was great. Monday night, I didn't watch any of the game. You were actually at the game. What exactly happened?
Wheeler, boring.
It was a boring game? All right. And he got swept by the Tigers, which we all expected. Before I forget,
Wheeler pitched good enough to win, but Cliff Lee pitched better.
Okay, that's typical. Before we talk about Sunday's fun I had, the Mets play on the road against the Nationals and Braves, so oy day. It's going to be
Sunday Night Baseball, baby.
Yeah, a rare Sunday Night Baseball game for the Mets this year.
Why the Mets Nationals are playing on Sunday Night Baseball?
They had to show at least one team. Every team once this year.
They did already. They had the Met Brave game Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that.
So, yeah, we have that.
Okay.
They did that on purpose because that was the day of Dave Smith's wedding, his daughter's wedding. So they had game. They moved the game to 8 so the wedding could be during the day.
Gotcha.
And we could watch it at night.
Okay.
You know how it is with that family.
Gotcha. On a better, higher note.
Yes. On Sunday.
On Sunday, our good friend Lisa, who we had on our podcast 2 weeks ago, Darren from the 7 Line, who also a good friend of the show, hosted an event at McFadden's at Citi Field after the game. It was a lot of fun. They raised over $5,000 for the event. A lot of laughs were made, a lot of good times. It was just a very good time. I brought my little cousin to the event, and we both actually won something, so it was pretty cool. A lot of fun prizes were handed out, and it was just a great time. It was good to see, finally meeting Lisa in person. She's definitely a kind, very awesome, down-to-earth person, and we're both very proud of her for beating cancer right now. And all the I'm sure I'm not sure, I haven't checked the 7 line out the last couple of days, but they are selling Love for Lisa shirts, and that's going straight to Lisa. So if you want to buy one, I have one of the shirts. I bought one of the shirts from Sunday. It's nice. It's pink, of course, for breast cancer, and it says Love for Lisa. So definitely check it out. See if Darren has any more shirts for there. It's $20, and it goes straight to Lisa. So it's definitely going for a great cause. Once again, as always, help any way you can. It was just a fun day, a lot of raffles, and what else can you say? 5 people, they raised $5,000, and a lot of the 7 Line Army once again stepped up huge after a Met game that the game should have. It was a disaster. I'm happy I left in the 9th inning just to get a good spot at McFadden's right before the implosion. But it was all in all a good day if you didn't count the bottom of the 9th, but top of the 9th. But it was fun. Darren as always, in the girls from the 7 Line, Lizzie and his girlfriend, well, fiance Kelly did just a fantastic job, and they got to give those guys a lot of credit, and just kudos to everybody that helped run it. Even Jay Horowitz stopped for a little bit, so that was nice meeting Jay Horowitz and seeing him interacting with a bunch of people, since we all know that breast cancer has hit him hard with a coworker of his, Shannon. So
yes, and I heard that even turned out very nicely.
On Friday night?
Friday night, they sold out the whole section. All the seats that went towards the money towards her.
That's good.
They sold that out. So once again, great. I know. I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday. Lisa actually had a tour of Citi Field.
It was. It was. Okay. It was Friday night. Then
tour was Friday night.
Friday night, and then again Sunday. She had something similar with it on Sunday. She had Jay Horowitz actually hooked her up with seats, and she was able to go to the dugout and check it out. So it was pretty awesome. She had a great weekend of tickets, and it was good to see her being at her quote unquote happy place. So keep up the good work, keep battling, and we hope to have her back on soon and give us an update with everything like that.
Yes. Don't forget, anybody follow her on Twitter. She's a great person. She follows back. She's going to talk to you. She loves talking to everybody. Also, quickly, just I'm not sure what kind of cancer, but our friend Susie, who brought up the Lisa thing to us, found out this week her aunt actually has cancer as well. So best of luck in prayers to her with that, Susie. So is the Mets. It's gonna be a long September, Met fans. So sit back, open up some cold ones. Football season's a week away. College football is this week.
It'll be fun. Let's go have some fun with some football. Baseball's been a drag this year, unfortunately. Sad to say.
Or, like we all say in the family now, let's get weird. So let's get weird.
SND Podcast is in no way affiliated with, associated with, produced, or endorsed by Major League Baseball or any of its affiliates.
Welcome back to the S&D Podcast Show on the Schmuck Sports Network. Steven and Dan here. Once again, that was Division 1.1 with The Score. Another great song out of
Another great song. We're still waiting for the new music, but be patient with us because it's going to be awesome.
Yes, check them out on Facebook, a little bit on Twitter. They have some shirts and hats for sale. I was wearing it while we were recording our football preview show. You can see that on our Instagram page at SND_podcast, which is also our Twitter handle. So check us out on both. And also, of course, on Facebook, SND Podcast Show on the Schmuck Sports Network. Yes. Thanks again to them, of course, for letting us post their show every week.
Thanks again to the guys on Schmuck Sports. Keep looking for their writings on the football season, which their main focal point on doing all the writings are. So definitely take out their insight. It's definitely worth the read when you get a chance to read them. So definitely enjoy their readings. They have plenty of mock drafts and everything. I know a lot of people did most of their drafts already. I know there's a few other drafts coming up soon, but definitely take a look at that. It's going to be a lot of fun to read those articles. So as always, they're both very insightful and just good reads. As for the Love for Lisa event, like I mentioned in the last segment, that was a very awesome event. Kudos to the 7 Line. It was also meeting Lisa, which was great to see. Finally meet. Definitely bright, big smile from ear to ear the whole event. So it was great to see her. Definitely her going through a lot of battles. It was nice to see her getting away from everything and just
having a smile on her face.
Yeah, exactly. So that was nice to see as well.
Then again, every time I see a picture of Lisa, she's always got a smile on her face.
Yeah, of course. So
always makes me happy to see her smiling.
Yeah. With that being said, the Mets and Yankees got a lot of work to do. They're both very sluggish, and the Mets are fighting for third place, which you don't expect. But it is pretty awesome if the Mets finish third place. A lot's going against them because the Phillies should be a better team, but you never know with the Mets. They could finish third place, and that'll definitely be a successful season, even though not a lot of people will consider it like that. But that's how I see it. I don't know about you. As for the Yankees, whenever you don't make the playoffs is not a successful season, so they're going to be a disappointment. Either way you slice it or dice it if they don't make it to the playoffs. So Yankees, the clock's on. The pressure's cooking and it's building. So which Yankee team will show up? The good world beater Yankee team that beats the crap out of the Blue Jays a few weeks ago, or the team that got lost 2 out of 3 and about to lose 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays? It's going to be interesting to see. Before I forget, and before we end the show tonight, be sure to check out our football special podcast. It's going to be a preview show. It's going to be
out on Sunday.
It'll be out on Sunday. Steve has to do all the kinks and everything as that. I'd like to thank Andy and Ian for coming on and sharing their football insight with us. Also, again, I was just about to say it. You could say it, Steve.
We are doing like we did for the hockey playoffs. Send us your predictions. You have 2 ways you could basically contact us. Email SNDPODCAST@gmail.com, or if you know us personally, you don't want to email it to us, just text it to us. Dan, of course, will forward it to me, and I'll take care of that. For that one, also Facebook message us at SND Podcast. All division winners, predictions for each division, AFC, NFC East, AFC, NFC North, South, West, you know the deal. Also 2 wild cards, each conference, 2 AFC, 2 NFC. Who you think will be playing for the Super Bowl, and who will win the Super Bowl. And as soon as we get all of them, we will make sure to post it, give you all the credit, of course, and make sure we tag you in it so all your friends can make fun of you and laugh at you at the end of the year when they look back and see it.
Yeah, I'm hoping my picks are right, so stay tuned. So
also, keep in mind the deadline for that is Tuesday, September 3rd at 12 o'clock. So we will post an advertisement for that shortly. It will be up, and we'll constantly remind everybody to get their picks in, so it'll be cool to have.
All right, so enjoy. Oh, actually, what are you looking for since college football starts this weekend?
Michigan.
Where Michigan start? Which
Central Michigan.
Okay, so they're going to win by 50 points. And Notre Dame's probably should take care of Tipple with no problem. So
Michigan should be.
So we're going to be ready for week 2 college football, Notre Dame, Michigan.
Under the lights, baby.
Under the lights, and Notre Dame's going to win again. So
we might have to have a friendly bet for that one.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
And then, of course, Michigan, I think, plays. They have that weird in Connecticut game.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome if I was able to go.
Oh, well, it sucks for you. So.
Jewish holiday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. I thought it was because of work. But anyway.
Yeah, if it wasn't a Jewish holiday, I was taking off.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, this is the S&D Podcast. Stay tuned to us. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all that essential stuff. Feel free to email us at SNDPODCAST.
Yes, anything you want us to talk about.
If you want to come on the show or anything like that. So.
And don't forget, starting next week, we start our official football season show. Official football season.
Yes, sir.
We'll go back to our original roots where we'll do segments on both the Giants and Jets. Also, next week we'll do some baseball as well.
Yes, sir.
So, make sure you check us out. Like Dan said, thank you for listening to this show, of course. By the end of the weekend, you'll be able to hear our football preview show. So while you're on the beach on Labor Day, hopefully it's nice enough, you can listen to the show. So have a good rest of the night, rest of the week, and we'll see you guys next week.
Later.